Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with a video for you today. It's still October, so let's talk horror movies. I would like to give you today my top 5 personal picks of the best Stephen King films. Also look at this cool shirt my wife got me. I love my Pennywise shirt. Yeah, sure there's other villains on there, but I've had Freddy Krueger and Jason shirts before. Yeah, I finally got a Pennywise shirt. It's awesome. Yeah, today I want to talk about the top 5 best Stephen King adaptations. Now, Stephen King, if you've never heard of him, very, very, very famous American author. Probably the most famous American author of the 20th century. I'm sure you could probably think of someone else, but I mean, just consistently, over time, recognizable household name and face. I would say it's Stephen King. Now, I've read a few Stephen King books. My dad read me a couple of Stephen King books when I was a kid. And my personal favorite one is The Shining. I also do really like Cycle of the Werewolf, as well as Firestarter. Very, very, very good book. Salem's Lot's very terrifying. But anyhow, and a lot of his short stories are really great too. But when it comes to his adaptations for his films, they're kind of notoriously not been all that great. But to be fair, the ones that were good were really good. Now, few rules here. This is, as always, my personal opinion. So don't come. I mean, you can come at me, but it's still just an opinion. So I don't care. Give me your opinion. I'm more interested to hear that than just shit on what I have to say. But whatever. And also, I gotta say, because of the whole gimmick of this, I wanted to, I'm doing Stephen King because it's Halloween. I want to do horror films. So even though, as far as, if I was just basing them on what I think are the best films, I would probably have Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, Stand By Me, right there at the top of the list. But yeah, I wanted to focus on the horror movies. And also, I want to tell you right now, no Shining. I love the book. Like I said, it's my favorite book, but I'm not gonna have the book. I mean, I'm not gonna have the Kubrick film because I'm not a fan of it. I mean, granted, I haven't seen it since I was 17 years old. I've only seen it maybe 2 or 3 times in all, but at least I've seen it at least twice. I've probably seen it 3 times. But I think it's slow. I think Jack Nicholson's kind of one note, and I think the other 2 performances are kind of shitty. Plus, I understand why somebody would like it. Like it's, great score, or great use of music, I should say. The ingredients are there for greatness. Stephen King, Jack Nicholson, Stanley Kubrick, and the fact that it is The Shining, which is a great American novel. But, for me, it just doesn't work. But, however, I am the minority in that. And also, one more thing, no TV movies, or miniseries. I mean, The Shining is great. The TV one with Steven Weber and Rebecca De Mornay, and The Stand is probably the best adaptation of anything he's ever written, ever. But, yeah, I just kind of felt it was just not quite the same. So, just theatrical films here. So, here we go. Number 5 is 1408. Now, for me personally, I really thought this was a great movie. Now, I guess most people, if you try to find it today, the ending is like the director's cut, which was not as good as ending. The theatrical cut is what I saw, even though I did not see it at the theaters. But great movie, an amazing one-man show, almost one-man show. There's other people. Sam Jackson has a small scene, but it's mostly just John Cusack by himself through the whole film. And yeah, I thought that he's great in it. It's genuinely scary. It's an emotional, gripping stuff. It's really visual, and yeah, it's fucking good. It's good. It's scary. Yeah, 1408. Number 4 is Creepshow. Now, you could say Creepshow might be a bit of a cheat because I didn't say adaptations. I said I probably did say adaptations, but I'm saying Stephen King movies. So this still counts as a Stephen King movie. Talk about great ingredients here, man. You got Stephen King and George A. Romero coming together to basically celebrate the old EC Comics. And wow, it's something else. When you're talking about visuals, I mean, it is one of the most visually compelling horror movies ever made. And there's just terrific performances up and down in this movie. I mean, Hal Holbrook, Adrienne Barbeau, Leslie Nielsen, Ted Danson, um, uh, E.G. Marshall, there's great performances, and even Stephen King's performance as Jordy Verrill is really great too. Creepshow is a great movie. It's a delight. It's a must-see for any horror fan if you've never caught it. Number 3 is Carrie. Now, while I've always liked Carrie, I've always kind of felt Carrie was, I thought it was overrated. I felt it was overrated, but the truth is it's grown on me even more and more over the years. It's like every time I see it, I get a little bit more out of it. It's like, 'cause it's a very good fucking movie. Magnificent performances from Sissy Spacek and Piper Laurie. And Karen Allen, too. She's very good in that. It's, Karen Allen. But it's terrific, again, a great score, one of the most unforgettable scenes in horror movie history, the dance. And even after the remake in 2013, which is, I think it's safe to say, is an objectively bad movie. You even appreciate De Palma's film all the more. Number 2, Misery. Now, Misery might not, you may be thinking this is high, but I think Misery is perfect. It's like a perfect King adaptation. Everything that's changed or added to King's book is an improvement. I think in the book she cuts his feet off, but the hobbling with the sledgehammer on the ankles seems so much more horrifying and felt more grisly because it was so unique. You see people get chopped up all the time, but this was so much more effective. The sheriff and his wife, Farnsworth and Sternhagen, oh my God, they're not from the book. I mean, those are like the most... those are perfect Stephen King characters, and he did not create them in any way. It's an improvement. I believe William Goldman wrote Misery. I think so. Don't quote me on that. I should have looked that up. But anyhow, and also, star-making, Oscar-winning performance from Kathy Bates as Annie Wilkes. And great performance from James Caan. One of my favorite performances from James Caan. There's nothing else in his body of work, anything like that performance. You know what I mean? And look, you call out, give some praise to Rob Reiner. I mean, he got not one but 2 great Stephen King adaptations. And once again, with what he changed and his changes with Stand By Me, you could argue were improvements, made it work better as a film. But anyhow. Misery is terrific, and when it comes to the show, I haven't seen any of the show Castle Rock. I do want to catch up with it, but I know that Lizzie Kaplan's coming on the next season playing Annie Wilkes, and I think she's a good actress. I think she's could be good in the role, but I think it was a little typical to just cast a babe. You know what I mean? Why couldn't they have gone for something a little different? I mean, I would have been, they want to change races everywhere you go. I've been totally open to a race change for Annie Wilkes and casting Gabourey Sidibe. I mean, yeah, sure, she's supposed to be from Colorado, but come on, I've been out there. I saw black people, okay? I've been in that part of the country. Black people are there, alright? It's not fictitious. Anyhow, it brings me to number 1. And I thought long and hard about this. And I thought, is it too recent? But, yes, it's Pennywise, baby. It's it. I fucking love the 2017 movie of it. And, I mean, it's a very, very special movie to me. Not only is it genuinely unsettling, and Bill Skarsgård is truly terrifying and inhuman in the performance, but the kids are all so great, so funny. The relationship is touching and honest, and it's, to me, even more so than being a horror movie, this is a film about friendship. And it's about, the vulnerability of children. In a lot of ways, I kind of think of it as a kindred spirit to Charles Lawton's Night of the Hunter, starring Shelley Winters and Robert Mitchum. If you've never seen that, see that film. It is a masterpiece. Yeah, it's something special to me, and in an honest way, it kind of re-sparked my love in horror films. I mean, I've always loved horror movies. Always loved horror movies. And there's always been stuff out there that, when a good horror movie comes around, I can't wait to praise it. Like when Insidious came out, it was like, yes. When Cabin in the Woods, it was, oh, finally doing something like this. But in the 2000s, horror films were so incredibly stagnant. Everything was gore porn, which, don't get me wrong, I loved Saw. I think the first Saw movie is great, and I saw the first 2 sequels at the theaters. And I liked them, but by Saw 4, I was like, enough. The fucker's dead. Let's move on with this. But I did like the new one, the Jigsaw one recently. I enjoyed it. But anyhow, I hated Hostel. There was this one called Captive, directed by Roland Joffe. I couldn't even get through. But it was just, there's a lot of gore porn, there's a lot of remakes, and just horror movies weren't fun. It felt like, they were completely out of ideas. And then you took James Wan, like I said before, he changed the horror genre twice in his career. But, it is great. And I, in my honest opinion, is the best Stephen King horror movie ever made. But what was your opinion? Let me know. Do you disagree with me? Because some people don't consider Misery a horror movie. That's a fucking horror movie. That's a terrifying situation. What's scarier than being trapped in the middle of nowhere, completely immobile, captive by a lunatic? Fuck that. Anyhow, I hope y'all like this review. This video. I almost said review. Hope y'all enjoy my stuff. Like, share, subscribe if you want. I'm Jake Davis, and I'll catch you on the fly.